In this next section, we're going to show you a PowerPoint about the next generation science standards and also how to read the standards. If you would, turn in your books that Sandy and I made to any grade level standard. The one that we have in front of us is a second grade structure and properties of matter. But it won't matter if you're on the same type standard or not. Just any standard will do. In the agenda, Part 1, the next generation science standards. Why next generation science standards? What are the next generation science standards? Some of this we've already talked about. But we will be going over some of it again just to re-emphasize. Part 2 is the development. Part 3 is the framework. Part 4 is an activity, what's in the box, where we'll be looking specifically at the science standards and how to read them. Part 5 is a video from Sean Elkins called Speed Bumps on the Road to Next Generation Science Standards. Why NGSS. It has been nearly 15 years since the National Research Council and the American Association for Advancement in Science produced the documents on which most state standards are based. Current standards are out of date. Advances in science and technology, advances in understanding of learning. The new standards are going to get children ready for a STEM workforce by integrating the 3 dimensions of the framework. What are the NGSS? The new standards are built on a foundation of 3 dimensions. There's 8 science and engineering practices. There's 7 cross-cutting concepts. And there's 44 disciplinary core idea. And you may see this as DCI. The development of these standards, building on the past, preparing for the future. So we had standards from the 1990s to 2009. And then we had the framework, which came out in 2010. And then in phase 2, we have the next generation science standards, which came out in April of 2013. A committee of 18 experts in science, engineering, cognitive science, teaching and learning, curriculum, assessment, and education policy was responsible for writing the framework. The framework describes a vision of what it means to be proficient in science. It also presents and explains the interrelationships among practices, cross-disciplinary concepts, and disciplinary core ideas. The framework was designed to help realize a vision for education in the sciences and engineering in which students over multiple years of school actively engage in science and engineering practices and apply cross-cutting concepts to deepen their understanding of the core ideas in these fields. NGSS framework, the 3 dimensions again are the practices, cross-cutting concepts, and disciplinary core ideas.
And you might want to take a look at those colors, because those colors are going to go along with the standards when we start to take a closer look at that. The practices will be in blue, the content will be orange, and the cross-cutting concepts will be green. And I will show you that.
Come down here. Here's the science and engineering practices, and many times...
Come to the office, please.